Coming up on After the Whistle, offensive fireworks and lockdown defense from around District 6 high school basketball.
Plus, a dive into Penn State's men's lacrosse season opener. That and much more as After the Whistle starts now.
Hello and welcome back to After the Whistle. I'm Joe Callahan Jr. Today we'll cover boys and girls high school basketball around District 6, as well as Penn State women's basketball.
And I'm Dugan Lloyd. We'll preview Penn State's wrestling upcoming matches, as well as some scores from around District 6 wrestling. In the high school ranks, Cumberland Valley was in town visiting State High in a winner-take-all clash for the Commonwealth Division title. The Lions scoring leader, Braden Shrewsbury, getting loose early on. He'd have a hot start as he would get the ball, taking it up the court, wasting no time. He'd pull up from the key. Yep. A few touches later, Shrew's going to get the ball again, this time shaking a defender and getting to the rack for a tough two. Hard bucket. Cumberland Valley, however, would roll with the punches. J.D. Hunter is going to get downhill, and he is going to score on the and one. The three-point play followed by another three-pointer, this time from Shrews. He was hot, number 3 from 3 on the step-back three-pointer. Going to half, it was tied 28-28. The Eagles down by 8 in the third. They'd move around before finding an open Nolan Buzalka for 3, and he'd bang that to cut the deficit. State High would jump out to a double-digit lead in the fourth, but who doesn't love some insurance from Isaac Dye? That would be one of the final touches from the Little Lions, as they'd take it from a score 61-45 to take the division crown.
The years they've been a part of our program, and it's such a tightly knit group that we had the rare opportunity to kind of run a team back, except for our one senior from last year, Jaden Mitchell, who did a heck of a job leading these guys too. So it's cool to see that their work feel rewarded. But regardless, again, I'm so proud of the way they just attack every day.
State High is still waiting to see who they will play in the Mid-Penn Conference Tournament next week.
Let's travel to the Battle of the Bishops, where Bishop Guilfoyle hosts Bishop Carroll. It's Guilfoyle's senior night, as well as their recognizing Claire Camarada and Belle Adams. And as you know, they don't want to lose this one, but they'll trade blow for blow as Lauren Long comes up the court. And a stunning run, passes it for Long as she gets a wide open 3 as Bishop Carroll will take a 10-8 lead and control the first quarter. But a block from Delaney Letcher is grabbed by Sarah Geishauser, and last second layup will be driving in as Bishop Guilfoyle took a 15-14 lead before halftime. Coming in to the second half now, Madison Ostinowski crossover, drive, layup, and one goes in. She would miss the free throw though, and Bishop Carroll will be only down by 1. And then the last second in quarter 2, senior Belle Adams will get it. Second floater of the day as Bishop Carroll will go on a run to end the half, 32-23. Bishop Guilfoyle went on to beat Bishop Carroll 56-51. Bishop Guilfoyle will improve to 12-7 on the year and face Central Cambria next week. For Bishop Carroll, they'll drop to 8-11 and face Penn Cambria tomorrow.
Let's head over to Bald Eagle area, where the Eagles will host the Huntington Bearcats. The student section getting ready. They're ready for some hoops. Huntington, however, is going to win the tip. They'll take possession, but Bald Eagles, Cahill Burns, he's going to take it to the other end of the court. Easy lay-in, and Bald Eagles on the board first. Bearcat would trail before Elliot Geisler's going to grab an offensive rebound. He'll put it right back up and in. Huntington ties the game up 8 apiece. A little bit later, Jack Henney is going to take a pass and lay it in for a contested 2. It'll take the lead. And then again, Jack Henney, remember the name, draws contact, puts it in, and 1. That simple. Huntington building up a double-digit lead. A little bit later, Blaze Angelotti from outside cashes in another three-pointer, and Huntington is on top. Aaron Sharp would cut to the basket for the two-pointer. Bald Eagle cuts lead to 3 with a minute before half, but that would not be enough as Huntington is going to take a 23-21 lead into half and hang on by 4, 53-49 to win. Bald Eagle will improve to 12-9 and will host Jersey Shore next Monday. For Huntington, they'll drop to 6-13 and will travel to East Juniata on Friday.
The Glendale Vikings travel to Juniata Valley to match up against the Hornets on their annual Pink Night. As you can see, not a lot of pink in the uniforms, but in the crowd, you can see it sprinkled in there. As we'll take it off to this name, remember it, Minya Easterling pushes away 4-2 as Juniata will try to respond as Michaela Moskal shoots from behind the arc. They will be only down by 4, but then again, another Easterling drive and up for 2, muscling her way right there. That would put them up by 2, but at half they would lead by 10, 25-15, and a little bit of half-court antics as you see right now. Glendale hot after half, another Easterling bucket. They would put them up high. Juniata Valley would try to stay high in the game behind the arc. Anna Taylor trying to rally the team, but again, Easterling goes up for another inbound score. Just had zero answer for Easterling. She ends the night with 31 points, and Glendale defeats Juniata Valley 53-38. With Glendale's 53-38 victory, they're improved to 16-5 on the season and will take on Bellwood Antis for their final game of the regular season on Thursday. Juniata Valley will fall to 13-6 and will take on Williamsburg on Thursday.
The Tyrone Golden Eagles were on the hunt to clinch at least a share of the Mountain League title Tuesday night. Golden Eagles getting ready to take on the visiting Raiders of Bellefonte there in the huddle. Late in the first quarter, Tyrone's Ross Gamp cuts the basket for an easy layup to put them on top by 3. Then Gamp again, he's going to block this one, playing a little bit of both sides, two-way player. Bellefonte's Derek Cox steps into a 3 for the Raiders to extend their lead to 10-6. A little bit later, Zach Leggers is going to kick the corner. Sam Crilly, bang! Tyrone up 14-10. Close one here. Cox again for the Raiders. Step back, whoop! Gonna make the three-pointer and shake his defender in the process. Draven Crowell dips in for a long 2 again. Golden Eagles trail by 4. Raiders Cole Crispin with a big block, but Gamp yet again puts it right back up and in. Put him up 1. Eagles get a steal. Crowell's going to take it back. Breakaway layup, and that'll put Tyrone up by 3. Close contest, Crowell led the Eagles with 22 points en route to a 65-57 victory. Tyrone will look to take sole possession of the Mountain League title with a win at Penns Valley Friday night. Bellefonte will play again at home at their next game against Shelecamy Thursday night.
The Lady Lions hosted Northwestern on Thursday after losing 2 straight to Rutgers and Maryland on the road. They are now back in the Bryce Jordan Center. Penn State still reeling off of those 2 losses, trying to come back into this season as we'll take it from the top. Shea Shetsky hits the jumper, putting Penn State up 10-6 with 6:29 left. Northwestern on a fast break. Karen Lau hits the 2, and they're only down by 2. And Kapanis steals the ball, goes right behind the back, coast to coast, as Penn State will take a 21-15 lead. On the other side, Sydney Wood hits from the corner. Now they're only down by 3, and now they're trying to get Penn State back up into the crowd as we go into the second half. Northwood would storm back. McKenna Marisa would hit behind the 3, now bringing them within 3. On the next play, Kapanis would go to Kayla Rainey, driving to the paint, rejected by Kapanis. Marisa goes on the other side, Rains from 3 again. And then on the other side, Penn State would pull away as Thompson drives in and bodies her way to the net, leading 64-57, ultimately would end the game, winning 74-64 as Penn State defeats Northwestern and improves to a stunning record. They will play Iowa on Sunday.
The BJC looked a bit different pregame this week, and for good reason, Joe. It's the pink out. We'll pick it up in warm-ups. Early on, Penn State grabbing their first and only lead off of Kapanis. Tough 2 fought inside, but a big part of that being that Caitlin Clark was in town. BTB for an easy 2. Clark would have a big game. Second half, we go where Clark is looking for an assist. It is volleyed around. She'll pick it up. She'll shoot her own. No good. On the ground before Clark swoops in again. She'll take that, and she'll take the 2 as well. Then with seconds left, she'll find Taylor McCabe at the buzzer. Count it. Iowa up 77-40 going into the fourth. A few minutes left. Clark is going to grab a rebound of her own. That'll be her 10th rebound on the day to reach her 9th career triple-double. 23 points, 14 assists, 10 boards, and a landslide Hawkeyes win. The Hawkeyes extend their winning streak to 8 games, putting them in second in the Big Ten. They will head on to the road to take on number 2 Indiana tomorrow in Bloomington for battling for first place in the conference. Penn State looks to bounce back on the road this Sunday against Michigan State after a week off. Our reporter Logan Barandis was at the BJC for that matchup. Logan, talk to us. What was the scene?
Thanks, Dugan. Like she has all season, Caitlin Clark looks superhuman, putting up a triple-double in the Hawkeyes win. Here's more on her effort. Last time Iowa star guard Caitlin Clark made the trip to the Bryce Jordan Center, she dished a program record 18 assists in a Hawkeyes win. Just over a year later, Clark made even more history with her 9th career triple-double, tying her for 2nd in NCAA women's basketball history, and she is only in her junior season. Clark is now only behind Oregon legend and current member of the New York Liberty, Sabrina Ionescu.
Yeah, no, when I was in high school, I loved watching Sabrina. I loved how she played. She did so many different things for her team. She went to Oregon, who wasn't really always, a team that won necessarily, so I liked that as well. And I think she just plays the game of basketball the right way and how it should be played, and that's kind of what we try to emulate at Iowa.
In an impressive 95-51 win over the Lady Lions, Clark finished with 23 points, 14 assists, and 10 rebounds, creating highlight plays all over the court. That included a fast break behind the back pass, which, according to head coach Lisa Bluter, is one of the many tools that makes Clark a fun player to coach.
I'm thankful, honestly. Just thankful that I get to be around all these women on this team because they're all pretty amazing young ladies. But Caitlin is a generational player. I'm having a blast coaching her, quite honestly. It's fun, and the things that she does on the floor, her passes are, the logo threes everybody talks about, but I think some of the passes that she makes are absolutely incredible. And then, it comes up with 10 rebounds too. So I'm just having a really good time coaching her.
In her 23 years as Iowa's head coach, Bluter knows the struggles of recording such a feat. With the game out of reach and Clark needing just 4 rebounds to get the triple-double, Bluter left Clark in the game, which for her was an easy decision.
I am. I just believe that when you have an opportunity to do something that's really special, that it'd be a disservice to her to not let her, have that opportunity. How many minutes did she, Caitlin plays 31 minutes. That's below what she usually plays, I believe.
That decision also received respect from Penn State head coach Carolyn Keeger.
Not at all. I'm a competitor, and this is the Big Ten. We're here to play. We're here to win. And we're here to compete. So kudos to Caitlin Clark. I've been on the other side of these lopsided wins before, and she's coaching her team to play deep into March, and I respect that, and I respect Iowa, and that's what they should do.
The win put the Hawkeyes record at 19-4 on the season, including an 11-1 record against Big Ten competition. This leads now to a top 5 matchup tomorrow against the second-ranked Indiana Hoosiers. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Logan. And Joe, interesting week for Penn State women's basketball, splitting it, but when Caitlin Clark's in town, there's not much you can do. There's a reason she's at the top of the women's game right now.
Yeah, they're going to need performances like that from Marisa in order to rally the troops back down to the stretch of the season.
Yeah, like a Northwestern, as you said. After the break, we will take a look at high school and Penn State wrestling.
But first, a look from some scores from around the district.
Hello and welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, Center County Report, and Penn State's chapter of Awesome.
Let's preview the Nittany Lions' next duel. But first, we'll take you around the District 6 results as we take you to Penns Valley High School for the District 6 AA Championship and the third place duels. In the third place duel, Bald Eagle freshman Gage Gardner would be able to defeat Penns Valley sophomore Landon Hess by decision in the 285-pound weight class. This gave Bald Eagle a big enough lead to forfeit the next two matches and win the duel and third place 32-31. Moving on to the championship duel between Huntington and United at the 107-pound weight class, junior Jacob Sombronski defeated Huntington freshman Gage Shawley via technical fall. As we go to the next one, and 114 pounds, United freshman Joseph Garshnick pinned Alex Gladfelter, giving the United 33-30 win and the District 6 AA title. Recap for the rest that puts Penns Valley at 4th, Bald Eagle at 3rd, and Huntington at runner-up.
After a 2-0 road trip last weekend, Penn State will visit Rutgers this Friday for returning home to Rec Hall. On Sunday, the Nittany Lions will host the Maryland Terrapins. Penn State will finish their regular season against Clarion on February 19th before preparing for the Big Ten tournament, which will be hosted in Ann Arbor from March 3rd through the 5th.
The Lafayette Leopards came to State College to take on the Nittany Lions in the season debut of men's lacrosse on Saturday. These two teams faced off each other last season, where Penn State beat Lafayette 20-15. Let's see how they fared in this one. Penn State obviously moved to Haluba Hall. We'll get to that later as senior Jack Trainer clears the way for Matt Trainer, his brother, who rips it into the back of the net, giving Penn State its first goal of the season. Penn State will get another one. Matt Costin shoots and gets it past the goalie for a score, putting up 5-0. Lafayette would try to come back when Michael Ferrone spins and gets a goal for himself. And then beyond the second, Hudson Bone wins a faceoff and takes it right up the goal, overhead, and shoots it back. And then right before half, Peter Lehman shoots and scores for Lafayette. Penn State would take a 12-6 lead into halftime. And obviously, Penn State trying to get the crowd rolling out. And if you want heart from one Lafayette guy, look at this. Gunnar Bogrowski comes up and trucks 3 people. The only answer that they have for him is to push him out of bounds. Or you can have Ryan O'Connor sprint in the middle of the field and push it in for another one, putting Penn State up 10. And they will win 21-11 and improve to 1-0, taking on Villanova on Sunday. Our very own Mike Bolger was at that game. Bolger, what was it like?
It was insane, Joe. The win came across in Haluba Hall because of a venue change because of freezing temperatures across State College. Let's take a look. Penn State's home opener on Saturday was almost identical to last year, with the blue and white taking on Lafayette in Haluba Hall due to change in scenery from Panzer Stadium because of extreme weather concerns.
Yeah, it's a different setting. The white's a little bit different, but I don't think it's as much of a difference for the offensive guys, and defense guys is more, a goalie thing. They sometimes struggle with the whites, which, tend to see more goals inside of Haluba.
While the change of scenery changed how some of the players played the game, the Nittany Lions went out and thrived against the Leopards. Penn State would jump out to an early 5-0 lead and never trail for the entire game. Hudson Don not only adjusted to the new atmosphere, but excelled in it as well. Hudson bombed with 14 of 19 faceoffs in the first half, including one that he took back for a goal, helping the Nittany Lions win their home opener 21-11.
Yeah, Hudson's been awesome, man. I think I've realized from freshman year he's just gotten so much better. He's continually improving, not just how quick he is on the clamp, but his ability to possess the ball, get rid of it to one of the offensive guys, and he's been awesome, just continuing to improve.
The Nittany Lions' 21 goals is the most amount of goals that they've scored in a single game since 2020, and now have won 4 out of the last 5 home openers. However, some still believe there's more work to be done.
The first game's huge, but we still got a lot to work on, so we're going to hit the film room, see what we have to work on, and come back better next game.
The 1-0 Nittany Lions will look to keep their hot start to the season going against Villanova on the road next Sunday. Reporting for After the Whistle, I'm Mike Bolger.
Thanks, Mike. After Bishop Guilfoyle's Carson Kiesewetter committed to Penn State, another District 6 athlete joins the Nittany Lions, and that's quarterback Finn Furmanek from State College, staying local after throwing for almost 1,600 yards and 15 touchdowns, as well as rushing for almost 600 yards. Furmanek led the Little Lions to a 13-1 record and another District 6 title.
Well, Dugan, Furmanek is a special player. We covered him last season, and just a special guy for that quarterback room of the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, who can contribute in multiple different ways at different positions on offense and defense as well. I'm sure we'll see something from him over the next couple of years. Unfortunately, though, that will do it for another week of our spring sports coverage.
We'll return next Wednesday with more basketball and wrestling highlights. But until then, thank you for watching this edition of After the Whistle.